Hello, and how you doing? Welcome back to Fathers Who Care. And again, I think it's still okay to say Happy New Year because I haven't spoken to some of you all last week and week before that. Matter of fact, I may have not even seen you. So I'm going to say to you today, Happy New You, Happy New Song, Happy New Praise, Happy New Worship, Happy all of that new stuff. Let go of the old and step into the new. Step into the new 2017. Guess what? I have never seen 2017 before in my life. I just left 2016. So all is new. Is that right?
That's right.
So listen, we got this, of course, you saw me just milling with my guest here, one of our dear friends, and we're going to talk to her shortly, Sherry McKinney from Access. We're going to talk about her more in specific, but right now I just want to welcome you all to the show tonight. Of course, you're watching Fathers Who Care, and as always, what we try to do at Fathers Who Care and the West Garfield Park community stakeholders is try our best to get out into the community, vet the community, and vet individuals who are community stakeholders in the community, and find out who's doing what, when they're doing what, and who's really committed to empowering the people of the community. And as always, you know, when you go out seeking, you will find. And so we found another sister in the neighborhood, another organization in the neighborhood, i.e. Access Community Health Network, who's actually doing the work. But we kind of been baiting on this information because we had been talking to one of your employees, Tamala, and Tamala had been so faithful in doing a lot of work. And then we've been watching how you all been doing community health fairs and how you've been doing community empowerment events, and that you really just care about educating. And so we just kept on talking and kept on talking, and as you know, everything has a season. And so here we are in 2017 embarking upon a brand new relationship into 17 where other information will come up on some things that we're doing in collaboration. But as you know, here at Fathers Who Care, we really believe that information is key, that knowledge is power, and that the more knowledge you got, the more knowledge you got. The more knowledge you got, the more you grow. The more you know, the more you grow. That's really what I was trying to say. Got a little tied up in there. But listen, we believe also for the month of January that teamwork can make the dream work. And so with that being said, we want to just invite you all to call in to 312-738-1060, 312-738-1060. Our phone lines are now open. And our topic this evening is, what is your health status? I'll try that again. What is your health status? What is your health status? What is your mental health status? What is your physical health status? What is your social health status? All of them health things, anything in relationship to health and your status, we want to know. And we also here believe that young people can't be what they can't see. So I'm going to encourage you, those who care about somebody younger, and if you think the community is in a state of disarray or that there's so much violence going on, I want to challenge one of you, 1 week, 1 hour, one person. One person volunteer to mentor one person, 1 week, 1 hour in that week. All right? So 1 hour a week, one person should mentor somebody. Give something back to somebody else. So with that being said, all righty. Welcome back to the show, Fathers Who Care, 312-738-1060. You're watching us live. And now let me just get through it. Our guest this evening, of course, is Miss Sherry McKinney, Community Engagement Supervisor for Access Community Healthcare. I would be remiss if I didn't say that I personally believe you to be a strong, faithful, and committed woman of God, that you're strong in the fact that you are driven to engaging folks, enlightening folks, empowering folks, making sure that folks understand that what they could be, options that are out here, resources that are out here, and you want to make sure that whatever resources and options that are out here, you want folks to be exposed to them. That's one thing about the show. We want to make sure we expose people to things that are out here. Don't say it ain't out here if you ain't tried. So we're telling you now that we want you to know your health. And we want to talk specifically, if you don't mind, Sherry, tonight, as we get into some conversations. We want to talk specifically about health. We may talk about mental health. We may talk about the quality of health. We may talk about universal health. Is that okay?
Yes.
So we may go on some questions like that, and then of course this is a live show, so folks would call in, and it's rather interactive that folks would call in with questions, and we would respond to their questions if you don't mind. So what I'd like to do, Sherry, and I think this has been something that we have been doing in our groups, is always thanking people in our own kind of way. So we're personally thanking you for the work that you're doing with Access, and thanking you for your commitment to not only just the west side of Chicago, but the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois for that matter. So we want to personally tell you thank you if no one else have, all right?
Thank you.
We want to say thank you. And also we want you to know that we appreciate you. So with that being said, we know professionally that you analytical and that you tedious and meticulous and all of that other good stuff that it takes to stay in the game. But who is Sherry and what is her purpose for existing? Who are you?
Well, thank you for having me, Reverend
It
Jones.
is
It's an honor to be here this
likewise
evening.
to have you.
I am a daughter. I'm a mother of twin daughters. I'm a grandmother.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I am a God-fearing woman, committed to family, committed to community, supporting my family and
Okay.
supporting my community, and helping them learn about information and resources that's out there to them in the community.
Okay, okay. So I figured that much, that you was committed because, you know, there's a certain gift that we have in us that it take one to know one. So if you really want to know someone that's committed to someone, look at who's committed to someone, all right? Because it just go hand in hand. And it's really, for us, I believe, and I hope and I can speak for you, that what we do is really not a job, it's our service
Yes.
to the community. So again, I want to say thank you. And if you don't mind, I have another question for you. So now we want to talk specifically about the state of health care, and we want to encourage people to know their health status. And it's okay, all right, to talk about health. It's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to talk about lack of health care, all right? And we want to talk about that. And we want to kind of, if we can tonight, we want to, that's your job you do for us tonight. You said you would. Educate us and enlighten us.
Absolutely.
All right, on health care.
Absolutely.
On health care in Illinois. And possibly Obamacare and universal health care and quality of health care. So let's go with that if that's okay.
Yes.
So what is the mission of the Access Community Health Network?
Access Community Health Network's mission is to provide a quality health care to people right in their own communities.
Okay.
To where they can go and get quality primary care, preventative care, school physicals for their children, and again, right there in their own communities.
Okay. All right. So now, you know, we said that we're here to engage and enlighten folks, right? And so we really want, you know, we're concerned about the plight of violence in the community, so don't minimize that. We're not minimize that. And we're also concerned about how to bridge geographical and cultural gaps. We're into that. We're concerned about substance abuse being a public health issue, all of that good stuff. So this is the show. But we want to specifically talk tonight about the state of universal health care, you know, in the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois. You know, there's been this talk by some folk, particularly on the national level, about we're going to repeal, all right, that we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They talk about Obamacare, which is actually ACA, Affordable Health Care Act. But they talking about they want to take 20 million people off, or they're talking about changing policies for 20 million people. I'm confused. What's going on?
Well, we know that with the new administration,
Right.
there is conversations about repealing the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. But right now, it is still the law and still a benefit for people.
Okay.
So until something happens, which we don't know when, we
Or
do
if. Right.
and we do encourage people to go ahead and apply for health insurance.
Right.
You can get free help with counselors who can answer your questions and get you enrolled.
You say free health care.
Free help.
Free help to enroll.
Right.
Okay.
To educate you and help you to enroll,
Okay.
because this can be a complicated process.
Okay.
But we do have trained counselors that can sit down with you one-on-one.
You guys do.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And we can help people enroll.
Okay. So if a person was not insured, okay, and from what I gather, you just said that it's still folks can still apply
Yes.
or and be enrolled. What number would they call?
They can call Access Community Health Network at 773-247-2085. I'm sorry.
2085. One more time.
773
Right.
247-2085.
Okay. So if folks are not insured and they want to know more about it, about how to be insured, which is a right, not a benefit, or is it a benefit or not a right?
It is a benefit. It's
Okay,
a right
it's
and a benefit.
A
Yes.
right and a benefit. I just want to kind of get some clarity. So the number was 773-247-2085.
Correct.
Okay, we'll get that number to you again later on. So you was talking about. So let's talk more specifically about universal health care in the city of Chicago, the county, and the state. Talk more about that, please.
Well, we know that in the state of Illinois, there are roughly about 900,000 people who now have health insurance.
900,000.
Yes.
Okay.
And in Cook County alone, there are roughly about 400
Okay.
thousand people who have health insurance.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that people stay healthy. And open enrollment for this year is over. It ends on January 31st.
So it's over on January 31st.
Correct.
Open enrollment.
Yes.
Okay.
So people still have time to enroll.
Okay.
And again, it's a benefit to people until we, find out what will be the next phase.
So there's enrollment periods.
Yes.
So after the January 31st, the enrollment period is closed.
Yes.
So folks can call this number 247-2085 up until January 31st and get assistance on possibly being enrolled.
And also afterwards.
And afterwards.
Depending on, if they have questions, there's different rules that apply to people.
Okay.
If for some reason, they may have a difficult situation in their household,
Right.
they still may be able to apply afterwards.
So don't assume. Call.
Just call.
Don't assume.
Right.
Call.
Just
Right?
call, right.
Okay. Let's. I like that. I like that. So I heard you say something like roughly 400,000 in the county, 900,000 in the state. 900,000 people in the state of Illinois. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? Now, as we're talking specifically about the city and about folks being more informed or enlightened on healthcare or the quality of healthcare, I've heard, I be reading stuff and hearing stuff and just in the circle that there's something about a penalty. People can be penalized if they don't have insurance. And I know a lot of folks who don't have it. But can you explain that?
Well, for this year, if you do not have health insurance, the penalty is 2.5% of your income.
Okay.
And that's per person in your household.
Okay. So each person.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So when you go and file your income tax return,
Right.
and you come across that section on that form, if you do not have health insurance, that's the amount that you would have to pay this year.
Oh, okay. So how can folks avoid that?
Apply for health insurance.
Rather simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you don't know where you fit in or where it works for you, just give you a call.
Just give us a call. We're
And
here
with
to
the
help.
number again?
773-247-2085.
Listen, man, I was on the road. Did you feel me? I was just trying to get all this information. Listen, the phone lines are open, 312-738-1060. We're talking about what is your health status, and what's going on in the community, and what people should know about being enlightened and educated on the penalties in relationship to health care. And we're talking about mental health, and we're talking about the quality of health, and we're talking about universal health care. And I'm going to tell you something. People don't know, they just don't know. If you don't know, you can't grow. But in my mind, there are folks sitting around who really like for people to be in poverty. I think there's poverty pimps. I think they're alive and well, all right? And I'm trying to tell you, the people, that there are folks out here who want to educate you and want to make sure that you're healthy. And we have been going through so much in our community in relationship to health, health care, mental health, crisis, trauma, where folks are just literally, today, folks are just up in arms. They worried about this and they worried about that. They worried about who the president is. They worried about who the governor is. I'm saying, if I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, and then we have a caller.
Okay.
Could we make it if we all came together and worked together?
Absolutely. I definitely believe so. And one thing, we know that we do have a lot of issues with mental health, substance abuse, but what we need to do and what people need to remember is important to educate people.
Okay.
Educate and enlighten people.
Educate and enlighten. And when we come back, we want to get this caller.
Okay.
When we come back, I heard something about let me get the caller and then we'll come back. Okay, caller, thank you so much for calling. Your comment or question, please. We have Sherry from Access Community Healthcare Network.
Okay, I have a question for Miss Sherry. Sherry, how are you?
How are you?
Thank you for calling.
I'm doing just fine. You're welcome, sir. Sherry, my question to you is, okay, regarding the health care, if you already have health care with your job, is it possible that you can get extra health care just to be, on the safe side? Is it possible you can do that?
Well, what you can do, you can definitely follow up with the counselor, and they can help you go over your options, even if you have health insurance through your employer.
Like maybe it may sound like she's saying like a primary health care and secondary health care. Is there such thing?
You know, it can be, but the first step is to call and
Yeah.
seek the help.
It actually is. But she just gave you a number, 773-247-2085. And Access, she have folks waiting on the line to talk to you, and they're professionals in this area, and they know this stuff in and out. But I do recall some folks, and I was actually one at one time, that had a primary care physician and had primary health care, like a HMO, and then I had a secondary, all right? So, and that's, folks don't just normally do that, but because I had two different things going on, and one job afforded me this kind of health care, and another job afforded me this, I was working two jobs. But I guess, but call the number, please. Was that all you needed to know? Thank you so much. Call back. I hope we answered your question. I felt good about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, again, we're talking to Sherry from Access Community Health. Sherry, let me go back to another question with you. You talked about the stigma or the disparity in our people in relationship to mental health. Why is that? Why is that such a phobia when it comes to mental health?
I think that people are not educated about
Okay.
mental health,
Okay.
especially in our communities. And the first step to seeking help is to get educated.
Okay.
Get the information. Find out about the resources that are out there for you, because they're out there for you, and you just have to find out what they are and go get that help.
So do you feel that I believe, I deal with a lot of young people, and our young people are, by the way, are producing this show. Go West Garfield Park Youth Council, go. They're producing this show, all of our young leaders in there, our youth council leaders. Thank you all for the work that you're doing. We want to talk, I was asking a question in relationship to this mental health because, a lot of times young people tell me that they have behavioral issues. They have anger management problems, that they bipolar. I mean, they just drop these terms down, and I'm hesitant for folks to say that stuff around me because I'm not a professional. But then I know there's a connotation to stuff like that. But anyway, please help me with that. We got another caller. Can we go with it?
Go right in.
Hey, caller, thank you so much for calling in. You're coming to question with Sherry. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're coming to question.
Oh, yes, great show. Listen,
Yeah.
I was listening to you, and the young lady next to you about insurances. Well, I'm on Medicare, but I know Medicare only pays 80%. If you go to the hospital, you get all that other stuff on you. So I went outside, and I got some stuff, and it's expensive. It's $168 a month. But if I have to go to the hospital, get a ambulance, it pays for all of that. All the doctors that are involved, specialists, it pays for all that because I used it twice so far.
Right.
I have to use a penny. It's a little expensive, but it goes a long way because you get $10, $12, $15,000 bills. What kind
Your question tonight, though, sir.
Oh, my question is this. With all the people that say they're going to do for us, never do. Your alderman, your mayor, people in Congress, they always say, don't worry. The elderly, of course, the veterans, and then everybody else, which is fine. But the thing is, we're in the same position or worse. They've all gotten raises.
Okay.
We have. I'm retired.
Well, we appreciate you. Question, excuse me, sir.
My question is this.
Question for Sherry.
Can I give you the question?
Go ahead.
Okay. The question is, why is that? Why do we keep voting for the same people that we haven't had help in 20 years and everything gets worse? Thank you.
Okay, let her answer your question. Thank you so much, brother, for your comment.
Thank you. And I think if I heard correctly, the question is why do we keep voting for the same people? When people come out, they vote. And so I think it's important for people to vote. Some people, definitely have, giving their lives to be able to vote. And that's a right of, a U.S. citizen is to come out and vote. So
The more you know, the more you
right,
grow.
so people continue to vote.
Yeah.
And, whatever
You have a
their
right to
choices are, that's, who people vote for. So
But do vote.
Do vote.
We got another caller, she.
Okay.
Thank you, caller, for your comment or question. Hello. Okay. Thank you again, sir, for the comment. But let me go back with you. Now, you was talking about the stigma, and you saying that it's best that we educate folks. The more we educate folks, the less we'll be more apt to be talking about all of these stigmas. All right, and associating so much with mental health or the stigma of being crazy if you seek out mental health. Right? Okay. So let's go. What is quality health care?
Quality health care is being able to have a regular doctor that you go to, that knows you, that knows your history of the medical issues that you're going through, that your family are going through. And that doctor will be able to absolutely...
Hold that.
Okay.
Get your caller.
Okay.
You got a caller, and then I want you to come back and whatever that caller is talking about, hit them with that information you was talking about. Go ahead, caller. You got Sherry.
Yes, could I ask a question?
Sir.
Well, first of all, let me commend you again. It's a great show, great information.
Thank you, sir.
Keep up the good work, and I've been following your career for quite some time, so just keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. My desire is to be a good servant for social change.
Well, keep up the good work. My question is, and it comes from the fact that at my church, I have had contact with a number of people who never paid into Medicaid. Is there help for somebody like that?
Okay, I like that question.
Never paid into Medicaid.
I like that. You want her? You want Sherry to answer that, right?
If she can.
Right.
Yeah. So what you can do, even if you have not paid into Medicaid, again, the Affordable Care Act is for everyone.
Right.
And you can apply. All you need to do is call Access at 773-247-2085, and we will be able to help you apply for health insurance, including Medicaid, if you need it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I've heard that folks that don't have any dollars can go through the Affordable Health Care Act or Obamacare and get insured. Is that fair?
Absolutely, yes.
Or if folks who don't have any insurance or any kind of service, any kind of insurance, they can go to Strogers and get service?
I can't speak on Strogers directly, but I know even if you don't have income, you can still apply for health insurance through Obamacare.
Yeah, and then this other guy was talking earlier. He was talking about Medicare, and he was paying 80%. So, and it's like the Medicare A and Medicare B. 80 is the A and B is the 20. Is that fair? So he just need to get the other piece. Okay, listen. We're watching Sherry of Access Community Healthcare Network. Come on, give us a call today. Let's talk about knowing your health status and what is health care and mental health and what is universal health care. Come on, we talked about empowerment tonight. Absolutely. But anyway, let's get on back to you. Sherry, you was talking specifically about what is quality health care, and I love it. And I want to introduce our people of the city of Chicago to quality health care. Ready?
Ready.
What is it?
Quality health care, again, is having a regular doctor that you go to, that your family go to, that knows you.
Right.
So they can be able to provide you with the best possible care for you.
Okay, let's do this here because we kind of got loose. What's going on? What's going on?
Well, we're having an event. People really need to come out to an event that we're hosting along with Fathers Who Care. And also...
when is it?
It is actually Wednesday, January 25th.
Okay.
It's the Access Open House and Community Resource Fair.
Wow.
Well, people can come out. Again, it's January the 25th from 1 to 4. People can come out and get help right there with the plan for health insurance.
Okay, and then it's going to be a resource fair. It's going to be a tour. It's going to be enrolling in the affordable health care. They're going to receive free mini massages, free food, free refreshment, free cooking demos on the 25th of January from 1 to 4 at 4909 West Division. So if folks want additional information on that, who can they contact?
They can contact 773-364-4600.
Again?
773 364-4600.
Listen, time just moves so fast when you're having fun. But we want to thank all of you, those who are watching, those who called in, those who are trying to do the best that they can with what they got. Listen, Dorothy Brown is doing an expungement summit on January the 21st. That's Saturday at 325 South California from 10 to 3. Dorothy Brown's expungement summit this weekend. January 21st, Saturday. Those who have issues or concerns with expungement, give her a call at 872 or call Fathers Who Care, at 773-287-5821. Listen, there's been a Stone Gas Mama that's from Soul Train. Thank you so very much for tuning in. God bless you. We love you. Good night. Keep the faith and do the right thing. We need volunteers. We love you and God bless you. See you on the other side. It's been good. Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. God bless you all. Good night.